How's it going, everyone? This is Matt Slake, and welcome to another AlphaX video for Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri Alien Crossfire. If you haven't already, please consider liking and subscribing. Those are always appreciated. A few turns have passed since the last video, so let's go ahead and cycle through the bases and see where the faction is at. Since Sparta Command is still having a problem with drone riots, on top of a doctor, I created a librarian to provide +3 labs. So now I have 2 specialists and 3 workers. That has not adversely affected the base as much as it used to. Thanks to a sea former, I was able to create a kelp farm, which provided extra nutrients to support the larger population and additional specialists. In 7 turns, a recreation commons will be built, which will allow me to take one of the population's office specialists and return it to worker class. Survival Base is one of my newer cities. It will be producing a colony pod in 8 turns, and thanks to the monoliths, it is growing really quickly. Unfortunately, it looks like the AI is not properly allocating worker resources, so I'm going to fix this, and now the city will grow just a little bit faster. Unfortunately, without the minerals, as you can see here, the sea colony pod is going to take a little bit longer to build, but that is okay. Commander's Keep shows a spore launcher. That'll be an issue for the base. It is currently producing impact infantry. These are one of the new units that became available through new research breakthroughs for the faction. It has the particle impactor weapon and plasma steel armor, which is a level 3 shield as opposed to the synth metal armor, which is a level 2. Fort Liberty is also dealing with some drone raids as well. So I have one of the populations as a doctor until a recreation commons can be built, and then I'll be able to return that population to a worker class. Akaf Chiron is building another colony pod that will allow my faction to expand a little bit more. The growth rate is stagnant because I have, again, another population specializing as a doctor. Hummel's Citadel is doing relatively well. It has 2 units to police the population, so hopefully that'll reduce the chances of a drone riot. It is building an energy bank, which increases the economy by 50%, and even though this base facility has a maintenance of 1, it does boost the economy of the base by 50%. So, future-proofing a little bit, this will increase my bonus energy by 1, and so it'll pay for itself right away. Janissary Rock is building a pressure dome. It has a sea former managing the tiles. Right here, I have a kelp farm set up, and it will be producing more tile improvements as the turns go. Militia Station is also producing impact infantry that will help police the base as well as defend against enemies. Since the last video, the political side of the game has seen a few interesting developments. The first is that the Spartan Federation now has comlink frequencies for all of the factions. We are still in a pact with Brother Lau, treaties with Morgan, Zakharov, Aki Zeta 5. Unfortunately, Domai is very unfriendly to our faction and has not been willing to sign a treaty at all. Fortunately, Deidre is friendly with us as well. Also, since the council is available, we now have the ability to propose resolution. At the moment, only elect planetary governor is allowed. And right now, Brother Lau is the new planetary governor. So that is a bonus for my faction, since we are in a pact with Lau. Our pact with Brother Lau allows us to see all of his map information. He also has eyes on the base headquarters of each faction. Right now, Spartan Federation knows exactly where the capital of every faction is located. Aki Zeta 5 at the Consciousness is right next door to our faction. We'll have to keep an eye on that and be ready for any hostilities. Zakharov is close by as well. He was initially unfriendly, but has since come around a little bit. We'll have to be careful with that. The Morgans are friendly and have even offered a few trade deals that have benefited the Spartan Federation. Unfortunately, the free drones are right next to the Peacekeeper faction. If there is any war between them, I'll have to honor the pact or else go back to treaty status with Lau. Lady Deidre the Gaians is also on the same continent as Lau. If there is any conflict with them, again, I will have to intervene if I want to stay as a pact with Brother Lau. Now let's see what the next turn brings. That unit has already been in combat with a few other native life forms, so I'm going to have him wait.
Complete.
And we'll see what this spore launcher does next turn.
Improvement destroyed.
It looks like that is going to stay put and just bomb everything, so I'll have to send out some units.
Production complete.
Commander's Keep is finished in impact infantry, and since that is close by, we'll see how well that does in combat. And since this base has a little bit of an issue with drone riots, I'm going to start a Recreation Commons right away. Alright, so it looks like the Spartan Federation has had another breakthrough that will give additional military options. However, for these, I'm going to say no, and I'll show you why in just a little bit.
The progenitor race.
So the Spartan Federation now has field modulation. Let's see what new units are available. We have Resonance 3 armor. Resonant-based weapons have not really been an issue with the game for some reason. The faction AI does not construct them very often. So I'm going to have my units stay with plasma steel armor. So I'm going to cancel out of these here.
Complete.
That unit is still damaged, so I'm going to have him wait. Now this one is actually combat ready, so I'll have him move out. The former for Hummel Citadel is ready, so let's see what's going on here. It is currently using a C resource, so probably after an energy bank has been finished, I'll have it build a C former. In this case, the former is going to build a farm solar road.
Turn complete. Enemy project initiated.
Alright, looks like Lady Deidre the Gaians has authorized a new secret project, the Maritime Control Center. Unfortunately, the Spartan Federation is not in a position right now to pursue special projects.
Production complete.
Hawk of Chiron's built the colony pod. We're going to change the production to a Recreation Commons.
Production complete.
Melissa Station is going to build an energy bank. They'll provide an economy bonus and help out the base a little bit. Alright, so the impact infantry here has actually been bombed by the spore launcher. That has taken only 20% damage, but it is still in a position to where it can fight. That went well. Spartan Federation received 30 energy credits. Now the impact squad here is fully healed and ready for action. Its home base is Fort Liberty, so I'll return it there. Now this is a very nice square. It is flat and rainy, so a farm, a solar array, and a road will be the best combination. Alright, and for the colony pod here, it's time to think about where the next base for the Spartan Federation is going to be. It'll probably be best to have this colony pod as close to Spartan Command as possible. I'm going to move it inside the base until I can get a unit to escort it. I have a Unity rover at Hummel Citadel, so I'll activate him and bring it around to provide support. It'll take a few turns, but keeping the colony pod safe is a high priority. So the C-formers here, I finished a mining platform. That, on top of the kelp farm, will provide nutrient and mineral resources to the base. So the pressure dome will be finished in 18 turns and it will grow in 20. I'm going to have the C-former work on another square so I can get a worker off of this land square here and work on something a little more beneficial. So I'll have that one move there. First, I'll construct a kelp farm. And now that I have this square cleared of the xenofungus, I can have the former work on a farm mine road. Because the ground is rolling and arid, as you can see here, a farm is not going to be as beneficial as a mine. This unit I'm going to have stay at Militia Station to guard and police the population.
Turn complete. Drone riots.
And there's another drone red situation. And it looks like it was on the base where I took away the rover. Military units provide policing functions to bases, so now that that unit is gone, Hummel Citadel is going to suffer from drone riots. Fortunately, I can turn one of the workers into a doctor, but the growth will be stagnant. So when the energy bank finishes, I'll have it build a Recreation Commons to keep the drone riots down, or I'll build a unit first. That will actually be the better option. That way, the military unit can keep drone riots under control, as well as providing defensive bonuses for the city. So when the energy bank finishes, I'll switch over to military production. I'm going to have the colony pod wait.
Terraform complete.
That unit will stay. Turn this one to commanders to keep the heal up.
Complete.
And end turn.
Drone riots have ended.
I'm going to hold that one. Alright, looks like the Unity rover is ready for action. First, let's see how far the colony pod can go. I'll have him wait. The C-former on this square has built a kelp farm and mining platform. Sparta Command is not ready to utilize this resource yet, so we'll have him move it over just a little bit and construct a kelp farm and then probably a tidal harness. Tidal harnesses are like solar arrays for land squares. They provide energy to the base. And here we go. Looks like Foreman Domai of the Free Drones wants to talk to us. Yes, yes, yes. You're very angry. Get over it. He has the ridiculous claim that an emergency has arisen at one of his bases. He wants my high energy chemistry to help. Since he really doesn't like me very much, I'm going to demand a trade, because I don't trust him. And as usual, he cannot trust me with his own information, but wants mine. He finds my unwillingness to cooperate disturbing. I don't care. It may lead to war eventually, but at the moment, he is not in a position to take out my faction in a decent amount of time. And yes, we don't want to talk to him anymore.
Production complete.
A recreation commons has been constructed at Fort Liberty, so that means I can take this specialist and turn it back into a worker. That means more resources for the base. It'll grow in 14 turns, so that is very nice. The hologram theater provides psych and reduces the drones at a base. This is going to be very useful for when my bases reach higher population levels. Because the population on my largest base is not higher than 5, I don't need the hologram theater right now, which is a good thing because it has a very high maintenance requirement. So instead, at Fort Liberty, I'm going to double check on the squares. Now it has a lot of ocean squares that it'll be utilizing in the near future. Don't need to worry about that right now, but in this case, because it has a few extra minerals to spare, I'm going to have it build an impact foil. And as usual, the Unity rover will play escort for the colony pod, so I'll try to move the colony pod first.
Production complete.
Alright, Spartan Command has built a recreation commons. And this is going to be very good for the city because I have 2 of its 5 population as specialists. So even though it's going to hurt my lab output a little bit, I'm going to try taking the librarian and turn it back into a worker, and let's see how that works. It actually works fairly nicely, but let's go ahead and experiment a little bit more. We'll take that off a specialist as well. So the Recreation Commons is a rather powerful base facility. And so for this city, since I already have a few squares providing nutrients for population growth, I'm actually going to have it build an aqua farm. So all kelp farms worked by the base generate 1 extra nutrient. The maintenance is really low, but the extra nutrients will help Sparta Command grow large fast. And because it had a long period of time where it could not grow at all, I'm going to have it build this facility to make up for lost time. To assist with that, I'm going to move. Well, that's not going to work. Looks like that is going to provide the same amount of nutrient and mineral bonuses as this square here. So I'll leave the population the way it is. And in 13 turns, the aqua farm will build. And I'm going to wait a little bit until it makes a little bit more progress on the build bars here. And then I may hurry it along with my excess energy credits. The sea formers do not have a combo build function like the regular formers do. I have to build every improvement one at a time. So now that the kelp farm is constructed, I'll have it build a mining platform.
Turn complete.
So we can finally build a new base. This one is going to be called War Outpost. Square improvements are going to be the priority for War Outpost. I'm going to have it build formers, and then I'm going to have it build sea formers.
Turn complete.
So we have a net flash. The cybernetic secret project, the Citizens Defense Force, has been canceled. They're redirecting their efforts toward a new goal to planetary data links.
Drone riots.
So it looks like the Hawk of Charon has some drone issues. Let's see what's going on. So it actually can complete the recreation commons in 10 turns. Let's see how hurrying it up will work.
Request confirmation.
Excellent. Only 60 credits. We'll go ahead and do that.
Production complete.
So the survival base is built a sea colony pod. We'll have it shift its production to an energy bank. Again, the +1 energy bonus will pay for its upkeep. Not a lot of the water squares here are explored, so I'm going to be very careful with the colony pod and ensure it doesn't die. Now this actually looks like a fairly good place to build a sea base, so we'll go ahead and do that. So now Fleet Anchorage has been constructed. Since it is cut off from any land reinforcements, I'm going to have it build stronger unit defenses right away. I'm not going to have the Sentinels use Resonance 3 armor. I'm going to have it instead use the Plasma Steel armor. And as you can see here, that actually changed the costs a little bit. So even though the benefits of using Resonance 3 armor are marginal, the costs are rather higher. So now we're going to stick with Plasma Steel right now. There we go. Plasma Sentinels under construction. And it'll take 4 turns, so hopefully the base can survive until then.
Turn complete. Production complete.
Alright, Hawk of Chiron has built the Recreation
Drone
Commons,
riots have ended.
and the drone reds are gone. As you can see, all the population units in this base are now happy. So I'm shifting production to the pressure dome to get flood protection, as well as bonus minerals and nutrients on the base square here.
Production complete.
Commander's Keep has built the Recreation Commons, so I can take this specialist, turn it back into a worker. Let's see how the labs are working here. This base is producing 3 research points, so I'm going to have it build a network node.
Turn complete. Turn complete.
Janissary Rock survived another native life form attack. The unit barely survived, but the base is safe.
Enemy project initiated.
Net Flash. The university has started the planetary data links. Okay, looks like there's going to be a little competition there. And the Gaian secret project, the planetary transit system, is almost done.
Production
So probably
complete.
next turn, we'll see a notice that the project has been completed. Excellent. War Outpost has finished the formers. I'll go ahead and have it build C-formers. Alright, double checking on Hummel's Citadel. Looks like I can't take that specialist off of Doctor yet. So as soon as the energy bank is completed, I'll have it shift production over to Recreation Commons. So I'm double checking the tile utilization. The base is not using all the tiles available. Let me double check on this one here. It's providing a little bit more nutrients and energy. I think going without the mineral bonus on this is okay. In 3 turns, the energy bank will build. As a matter of fact, I'm going to hurry that
Request
along.
Confirmation.
There we go. And since it is not imperative to efficiently build tile improvements right now, at the moment, I'm going to take this former and have it auto-improve home base. So I'll reduce a little bit of the micromanagement. This former, going to start by clearing the xenofungus from that square there.
Complete.
Hopefully that'll allow roads to be built so that this base can be supported by military units from Sparta Command or other bases. Looks like the Gaians have built a planetary transit system. Usually when we receive that notification, it means that the faction is going to build the special project next turn. So it looks like we got a couple of net flashes to go through here. The Peacekeepers are going to work on the Citizens Defense Force right now.
Some vices
All right.
miss what is right because they are deficient.
Let's see when new units are available. No units are available. Let's see if there are any more. That's the same. Alright, time for some social engineering. Let's see what options are available here. So there are a few that the Spartan Federation can utilize. The first one we're going to check out is changing politics for the faction to democratic. That is going to increase efficiency in the faction by a large percentage, and also increase base growth as well. For the Spartan Federation, that is very important because we want our bases to expand and increase production. Unfortunately, support is reduced, so I can only get 1 unit free per base. So that means every base is going to lose 1 mineral production because it is supporting only 1 unit free instead of 2. So we're going to go ahead and have that changed around. The upheaval cost is going to be 40 credits, but we're going to go with it.
Production complete.
Energy bank has been constructed. Fleet Anchorage now has some protection against native life form attacks, so we'll switch production over to C-formers. Alright, looks like Sparta Command has plenty of room to expand its worker utilization, so I'm going to take this former and have it auto-improve home base. I'm going to press F to remove the xenofungus. And now that the tidal harness is complete, I will have this one build a kelp farm. Going to have that unit stand by.
Turn complete. Drone riots.
And it looks like Sparta Command is facing drone reds again. Alright, it had a population added on. That one was all drone. So I'm going to see what turning it into a librarian will do. Fortunately, that's not going to help at all, because even though I did take a population out and turn it into a specialist, the drone was still there. So I'm going to have to change it over to a doctor to increase the psych output at the base. So that's fine for now. Because there is a drone issue, once the aqua farm is done, Sparta Command will probably be producing a hologram theater next.
Production complete.
We have our first naval vessel, and like with a few other milestones in the game, the Spartan Federation is behind the other factions. This is because of the difficulty. If the difficulty settings were lower, the Spartan Federation will be seeing a lot more firsts in regards to faction milestones. Based off of the facilities here, Stockpile energy is going to be the best bet for Fort Liberty at the moment.
Terraform complete.
Now this is going to be a little tricky. Over the years, through my many gameplays, I have found that there seems to be a higher percentage of sea resource pods consumed by native life forms than land resource pods. Nevertheless, I'm going to see what this one gives the faction.
Pod recovered.
So the unit has been swept away by a tidal wave. Okay. We'll start exploring the waterways around the faction. First, we'll see what kind of base facilities the Consciousness has.
Turn complete.
Alright, looks like we actually had a heightened level of native life activity the past several turns. They're returning to normal, so that is good.
Enemy project initiated.
Alright, so it looks like Lady Deidre the Gaians has started a planetary energy grid. And now it looks like Lady Deidre wants to convene the Planetary Council to elect a new governor. The last time that happened, she was in second place for the position, behind Lau. Unfortunately, it looks like she's going to win. Since my faction has a pact with Lau, we're going to support him. And it looks like Deidre has won this time. She has a very high population count. But that could also be because she has a special project or two that gives her planetary council votes.
Drone riots have ended.
So let's explore this little island that the Consciousness are on. Janissary rock is growing really quickly right now, so I'm going to actually hurry along the pressure dome.
Request confirmation.
And when that is finished, I'll have it build a recreation commons. That should hopefully keep drone riots to a minimum. Now I'm going to switch production around a little bit and have this former build a kelp farm and a tidal harness to provide energy for the base.
Turn complete. Production complete.
Alright, the pressure dome for Janissary rock has finished. We'll go ahead and have it build recreation commons since this base is going to grow soon.
Terraform complete.
Let's see what the Consciousness have.
Turn complete.
Looks like they have another base right around there probably. And let's see if that's correct. Yes. Sea fungus slows down naval units, so even though this one can move 3 tiles, it's only going to move 1. And since it is no longer necessary to micromanage the formers around Sparta Command, I'll have the sea formers do auto-improve home base.
Turn complete.
Alright, that is enough for today. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.